What if I told you about the odd or enigmatic and ambitious journey of one of the most well-known first ladies in history? You will never forget Melania Trump's journey from a small Slovenian town to the glitzy world of fashion and, ultimately, the White House. But behind the scenes, there's a story of fierce independence, well-considered choices, and a woman who forged her own path. It's not just about the headlines. We're walking you through every step of Melania's amazing journey in this video. Are you ready to learn the truth? Let's get started. The little Slovenian village of Sevnica, which is now a part of the former Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, is where Melania Trump was born on April 26, 1970, as Melania Nas. She was born in Slovenia during the communist era, and her upbringing was marked by socialist ideals and a tight-knit society. Melania is the only child of Amelia Nas, a designs creator for a textile company, and Victor Nas, a successful car salesman. At a young age, Melania's father, Victor, who was known for being hardworking and a bit harsh, taught her the value of hard work. Melania benefited much from the emotional support that her devoted mother, Amelia, provided. The combination of discipline and emotional support helped to mold the little girl into a focused and determined individual. Melania's parents supported her in following her dreams. Despite not leading a lavish lifestyle, they were able to afford to provide her with a decent education. At Sevnica's elementary and senior schools, Melania was regarded as a bright and well-behaved student. At a young age, Melania had a sharp mind and a strong interest in languages. Her remarkable proficiency in foreign languages was evidenced by her fluency in Slovenian and Serbo-Croatian, as well as her subsequent acquisition of French and English. Her early linguistic aptitude was a major role in her success in international modeling and business ventures. In spite of the stringent rules that governed living in communist Yugoslavia, Melania's parents were able to establish a somewhat comfortable and encouraging family environment. Her father's success as a car salesman, which was unusual for many people in the area at the time, provided some financial stability for the family. However, even at this time, Melania's family was not part of the elite. Their modest, unpretentious way of living influenced Melania's grounded personality. When Melania was a teenager, she developed an interest in modeling. When she was 16 years old, a photographer in Slovenia discovered her, which paved the way for her career in fashion. At the time, Slovenia had a relatively small modeling business, but it gave Melania the initial exposure she needed to boost her career. Melania left her hometown high school at the age of 18 to pursue a more serious modeling career in Milan, Italy. Italy, one of the major fashion capitals, provided the perfect platform for young models eager to make their international fashion debut. Melania's exceptional beauty, which included her statuesque height and angular features, set her apart from other would-be models. She quickly secured a job with prominent modeling agencies and began starring in advertisements for well-known European brands. Melania was exposed to the high-end fashion sector in Milan through her work with renowned designers and photographers. As her career flourished, she gained recognition in European fashion circles and appeared on the covers of many magazines and in ads for high-end brands. Here, Melania gained experience walking the runway and learning the subtleties of fashion photography from industry titans like Helmut Newton and Mario Sorrenti. She also had her first taste of success overseas as a model for brands such as Chanel and Dyer. Despite her early success, Melania had to navigate the cutthroat world of fashion, where looks were often regarded as more important than human attributes. But she was incredibly resilient. By the mid-1990s, Melania had established herself as one of the most recent fashion trends in Europe and continued to grow her portfolio. At the age of 26, Melania courageously made the decision to go to New York City in 1996 in an effort to advance her profession outside of Europe. New York, the global center of fashion, was home to some of the most well-known designers and magazines. It was a huge leap, but it would prove to be pivotal in her life. While Melania was in New York, she was surrounded by the world's most famous designers, photographers, and models. After signing with a top agency, she quickly rose to prominence in the modeling world. Her height, slim build, and calm, refined manner made her stand out. She appeared on the covers of Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, and GQ magazines and starred in advertisements for brands like L'Oreal and Cartier. Melania worked with well-known figures in the industry as her career took off. She was frequently photographed by some of the industry's most famous photographers, including Mario Sorrenti and Patrick Demartelier. She was no longer just another up-and-coming model, but a well-known international figure in the fashion world. But in addition to her professional accomplishments, Melania was also learning how to navigate the complex social networks of New York City. She was thrown into a milieu that was completely different from her humble childhood in Sebnica, one that was lavish, fashionable, and powerful. During this period in New York, Melania's life underwent a significant transformation. In 1998, Melania met Donald Trump at an awards ceremony for the fashion business. Donald Trump, a well-known billionaire, real estate magnate, and reality TV celebrity at the time, did not immediately win Melania over. She knew he was famous, but she was more concerned with her career as a model and her own objectives. The two clicked immediately, but it took some time for their connection to develop. After being captivated by Melania's poise and attractiveness, Donald diligently followed her. However, Melania was worried about the significant amount of public attention that came with being associated with someone as well-known as Trump. As their friendship grew, Melania soon realized she was spending more time with Donald. Melania's sophistication and elegance made her the ideal wife for Trump, whose lavish personality was always in the spotlight, and they were regularly seen together at high-profile events in New York. Even though they were 24 years apart in age, the two became close. Their relationship quickly became one of the most talked-about couples in the media, despite first seeming unlikely. Melania and Donald were well known as a power couple in New York's social scene. Melania's ability to remain calm in the often turbulent world around him was one of the primary factors that drew Donald to her. The couple married in a lavish ceremony at Trump's Palm Beach, Florida, residence in 2005 after a highly publicized engagement in 2004. The wedding was attended by a prestigious group of corporate giants, politicians, and celebrities. The occasion garnered extensive media coverage and marked the beginning of Melania's new life as the wife of a billionaire real estate magnate. Throughout the next decade, Melania would gradually gain more notoriety while continuing to keep her seclusion. Melania was initially apprehensive about fully endorsing Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. She knew she had to support her husband in his political endeavors, even though she didn't want the spotlight. Despite first being hesitant, Melania was crucial to Trump's presidential campaign. Her background as a successful immigrant woman with a global perspective was seen as a potent counterpoint to her husband's controversial political persona. Melania largely played a supporting role during the campaign, but in 2016, she delivered a powerful speech at the Republican National Convention that received high praise for its dignity and elegance. Following Donald Trump's election as president, Melania became the First Lady of the United States. Throughout her time in the White House, she radiated elegance and sophistication. She took on a variety of initiatives, including her Be Best campaign to fight cyberbullying and advance children's well-being. She often gave priority to causes that she believed were important to her during her time as First Lady, such as the welfare of families and children. Despite the fact that American politics were often polarizing during her husband's presidency, Melania maintained her composure. She was usually perceived as a reserved, reclusive individual who shied away from confrontations or arguments in public. Many people thought she was a more traditional First Lady than some of her more outspoken predecessors because she avoided becoming involved in politics.